everybody, it's Sierra, the Artsy Badger, and today I'm going to be trying to do a new kind of challenge video. I've had this brewing in my brain for a while now, and by a while I mean even before I started my YouTube channel. So pretty much I have these two jars and I have filled them with animals and environments respectively, and although it looks like there is a very sadly small amount of options in here, there's actually about 30 in each. I just wrote them on really tiny pieces of paper, so it looks really small. So we're gonna, pick one from the animals and one from the environments and then have to put that animal in that environment. There are all kinds of animals and environments in here. It's not just their traditional animals such as like a dog and then just sort of a traditional environment like desert or something. Although those are in here, there's also mythical creatures like unicorns and stuff. And then there's also environments that are both mystical or very specific. Like there's the upside down from Stranger Things, and then there's also like a cave or like a beehive and stuff. So there's a lot of different options, and I'm hoping that we'll get to be creative. So one of the things that I'm not really sure about yet is whether or not I'm going to change the animal into kind of a new creature that will fit that environment. Say you get an animal that would not normally be underwater, but you get the environment underwater. I don't know if I'm going to give it little attributes that would make it be underwater, or if I'm just gonna make it look like very confused and concerned. So we'll see how it feels. Hope you don't mind me sort of experimenting a little bit. So let's first pick our animal. Shaking them up. Get a random one. So I'm just gonna pick one itty bitty little sheet of paper. Rattlesnake. Okay, that should be interesting. Now for our environment, shake, 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 shake. All right, I picked one. So let's open it up. And we got Wizarding World. So this is a good example of what I was talking about, where it can be kind of a very odd environment. It's not necessarily like a rainforest or whatever. It can be an environment from a fantasy novel such as Harry Potter. So I'm actually pretty excited about this. I've already got some ideas brewing. So I'm gonna hop to Pinterest and then be right back.
Hello everybody, voiceover Sierra here. After some Pinterest perusing, I was able to find some reference photos, and as usual, started off my sketching session by drawing the main subject, just as is. So I drew a couple snakes, and then I started to kind of develop my ideas. At first, I played around with the idea of having sort of a mythical giant creature, but then it felt a little too basilisk-y. I hope that's how you pronounce it. And then I thought about having a rattlesnake being your Patronus, which I thought was kind of silly. But then I just kind of settled on drawing a character in the Forbidden Forest that's friends with a rattlesnake. And I think that the reason I was attracted to this idea is because I personally enjoy befriending animals that maybe aren't the easiest to befriend. Whether that means that it is a type of animal that is not typically social, like a snake or a lizard or something, or if it is an animal that is typically social but has had some sort of life experience to make it not be social anymore. I love just spending a lot of quality time with an animal and getting it to trust me and feeling that connection. So I decided to draw myself in the Forbidden Forest, and I felt like this was pretty appropriate because, in case you guys don't already know, I am a very proud Hufflepuff, and Hufflepuffs are well known for being the sort of creature enthusiasts of the wizarding world. Maybe that's just Fantastic Beasts playing into my head there, but I'm pretty sure that's kind of a characteristic of the Hufflepuffs. Anyway, so I am imagining this rattlesnake as being the same as any other animal companion that a wizard would bring to school, such as a cat, an owl, a toad, you know, you guys know the typical Harry Potter companions. And so I thought that it would be interesting if this character, which is me, I guess, would be bringing a rattlesnake as their companion. Now I know that they do have sort of a limited set of animals that you can pick from sort of the companion store, but I just liked the idea of having a snake, and that maybe she or myself, I'm not really sure if it is actually me, but I just kind of based the character design off of myself and the fact that it's a Hufflepuff off of myself, because the obvious choice was a Slytherin, right? Salazar, Slytherin, all the snakes and all that jazz, Parseltongue, that's all Slytherin stuff, besides Harry. But I thought it would make almost more sense for a Hufflepuff, since they do tend to value friendship and, you know, don't judge books by their covers kind of a thing. So I thought it would be perfect for a Hufflepuff to have a unusual pet such as a rattlesnake. And maybe it's so unusual that the school doesn't even actually allow it on the premises. And so she has to keep her companion rattlesnake in the Forbidden Forest, of course. Just like Aragog, right? Aragog is the giant spider, in case you guys don't know that. Also, sorry if I'm spoiling anything, but if you guys haven't seen and or read Harry Potter by now, what are you doing? I decided to watercolor this piece, but I honestly was feeling a little bit down about the piece. I just thought that it wasn't going the way that I was hoping this challenge would go. I was really looking forward to putting animals in kind of an unusual environment. And I do see that someone being friends with a rattlesnake is definitely unusual. So in that sense, I accomplished my goal. But it kind of turned into fan art, and I also don't feel like I expressed that much creativity while making this. Also, on another note, a big part of this challenge for me is practicing environments and backgrounds. That's why I'm putting animals in different environments. I was so tempted to make this particular piece just a character and the snake, because that would have been really easy to do, but I really pushed myself to actually make an environment. I don't think this one was very good, which is also part of my disappointment in this one, I guess. But I think the composition is okay. I got a little bit of depth in there, I think, with tonal variation. But I'm looking forward to more environments in the future that will really require me to stretch those background making muscles, because oh man, I suck at making backgrounds. Because the composition of the piece was a little boring, I decided to add a little buckbeak or hippogriff in the background. And I decided not to line any of the background because I really wanted the two characters in the foreground to be the focus. I do go in later and add some outlines with colored pencil. I honestly don't really like the way that ended up looking. I kind of wish I had just left it, but it is what it is. Again, I'm just a little disappointed with the way that this challenge turned out. Like I said, I was hoping to have to stretch my creative muscles a little bit more than I did, and I was just kind of having a rough day anyway, so I don't know if I would have been satisfied by any other result. But let me know what you guys think. What would you have made with the prompt words rattlesnake and wizarding world? How would you have fit a rattlesnake into the wizarding world? Also, please feel free to leave suggestions for animals and or environments in the comments. Although I already have 30 saved up, I would obviously love to have more, and I love being able to get you guys involved. So if you feel so inclined, please go ahead and leave a comment down below. As always, I would love if you guys would join in. And I think that's it. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this new challenge. Let me know what you think down below, or how you would like to see things done differently in the future. And don't forget to leave a comment with your animal and environment suggestions. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next week.